And we are live. Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing? Just so you know, you are unmuted.
Oh, okay.
Other than having a panic attack, good. Don't worry about it too much. This is supposed to be rather lighthearted, not like uber super serious, so don't worry about it too much.
If your tank fails the requirements, you get sent to the gulag.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Your vehicle design surely won't fail, comrade. 10-ounce cup of coffee and halfway done with my will to live today. I'm doing rather well, all things considered. By the way, everybody, we has a new microphone. It sounds very nice. It's me, you know I'm getting my ass sent to the gulag one way or another. Hey, don't think about it that way. Just think about it as a, chance to go out and see some nature, you know? My design is extremely economical since it is pretty much just my last vehicle, but long with more armor. Fair enough. 3 of us watching on YouTube, woo. Yeah. Yeah, a nice winter vacation. Yeah, Kat, how do cute points work?
They're awarded to cute tanks. If it's not cute, it doesn't get points.
There you go. You have your answer. If the tank is cute, it gets cute points. So the smallest tanks get more points. I mean, there could be big cute points awarded. But it really just does depend on the design.
It has more to do with how cone-shaped its turret is.
I'm gonna pretend my company pulled a Porsche Tiger moment.
So you already built 100 tanks.
It's like, hey, we're gonna win this. What about shonker points? That won't be a problem.
I'll leave you in charge of the chunker points.
Yeah. Shonker points won't be difficult.
We have some real hefty boys this time.
We do. There are some rather thick lads being submitted to this contest.
And some cute ones too.
Yes, there are.
There's a lot of variety this time.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's actually pretty refreshing to see the amount of variety. We all big chunker tongues. Not all of them. There's actually a few small ones.
I think there is a 15 ton one, isn't there?
Yeah, there's at least one 15-ton submission, which I'm very surprised.
Because the minimum was the 20-ton limit this
Yeah.
time.
I mean, if it proves reliable enough, I don't see any reason why the extra weight savings can't be seen as a good thing. Definitely going to make it more strategically mobile.
I'm still waiting for the airfoil shaped tank.
Excuse you, I am sleek and speed. Very nice. And somebody is going to have to remind me to reload all of the tanks twice. Because I'm terrible at remembering that. I get really excited when I see the new tank. Okay, that actually sounded wrong. I get carried away. Make sure I close fucking Photoshop in the background so it's not eating up resources. By the way, how's the quality of the share screen on your end, Kat?
Oh, it's fine.
Okay. Because it may get, like, super pixelated for no reason, because Discord's streaming service is crap. So just fair warning. Cat sounds done with today.
I am done with today. It's a very good observation. Although I did see a bunch of ducks, which was nice.
A bunch of ducks?
Yeah, a bunch of ducks.
Very nice. Did you feed the ducks?
No, but there's one in Publix.
Okay.
He was running around Publix and his feet were going slap slap. It was pretty funny.
There's actually a park nearby where I used to live. People will, like, there's like huge flocks of ducks that go out there, and people will go out there and feed them. Like they'll just buy like a bunch of loaves of bread. It's pretty nice. I haven't been there in a while. Okay. All right. I think we've gotten to the point where we can get started with the submissions.
Let's look at the first one.
Okay. Let the tank trials begin, or the IFV trials begin. So the first one up is Baron of Flame Infantry Fighting Vehicle. 25.01 tons. Let me reload. There we go. Right at the 25 ton limit, which is fine. 25 tons is the target. Let's see. What is the armor protection like? So the upper plate is within spec. Lower plate is a little bit weaker, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, because the lower plate is not as likely to get hit. Turret is well protected. It would also behoove me to actually have the requirements open on my opposite screen. One moment. Okay. There we go. So, I don't know who this was made by. Okay, so this is KBG's design. Alright. Half of the internal space is available for troops. That's very important. Slight question, though. Where do the troops go? There's a big old...
The engine's, right where the door is.
Stream is kind of quiet. Thank you for letting me know. There we go. I'll bring my voice down just a little bit.
They do have FP though.
Say again?
So this is something. They have FPE.
Oh, this
fire extinguisher on the back.
This is true. The question is whether or not they have it unlocked so they actually know how to use it. It could be like the EMX30 Brennus, where it literally has a fire extinguisher on the front, whether or not you have FPE.
I wonder if that lamp is the active protection. Like the brightness.
That is a very unique lamp.
I assume this shares the tracks and the gun. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like it shares the tracks and the gun. From the S89. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and assume that this fan here is to provide ventilation.
What's the side armor log?
What about the log?
What's the side armor?
Oh, the side armor. 42 millimeters.
Okay, so they got that bonus.
Well, the turret is 7 millimeters, though. Like, you could probably hit this with a pickaxe and it would go through. Seeing as this is the tallest part of
the U.S. Army before.
Seeing as this is the tallest part of the vehicle,
U.S.
though.
Army employs diamond pickaxe.
Yes. And apparently Springfield 1903 rifles. Considering this is the tallest part of the vehicle, though, that's kind of concerning. Anyways, moving on. It's a twin transmission. It does appear to share the same tracks as the S89, which shares the same tracks as the Dolphin. Very nice. Very good. Suspension. Suspension appears to be definite torsion bar.
Looks the same.
Yeah. Double road wheels. Okay. We have a 30.6 liter V8 in the back. Apparently right where the troops are standing. Because reasons.
No, Miles. It's a hand crank. The troops are just, like, pedaling.
As long as the troops remain in the vehicle, the vehicle can drive. Hey, it's Mike. How you doing, man? Yeah, it's webcam miles today. And SM7B miles as well. I should probably move. There we go. Hang on. Okay, this isn't working. Alright, you know what? I'll just have to fix that on the next stream. One of my lights is casting a shadow onto my face and it looks really bad. But, oh well. But yes, I have no idea how the troops are supposed to be sitting inside this vehicle, but okay.
First time I subbed to a cam girl Kappa.
Thanks for the 7 months, Mike. Appreciate it. Oh god, the transmission. 12 forward gears, 6 in reverse. I can only imagine what that looks like on the inside. But we do have a 30 liter V8. Let's see here. How much power are we cranking out? Okay, so this is the same engine as the Dolphin. But with a new transmission. Fuel, we have 200 liters of fuel. So that will get us roughly 84 kilometers.
Which is not great.
That's not very good. Although, how much extra fuel does it get? 286 liters. So 486 liters of fuel. Okay, that's not bad. With the external fuel tanks, 205 kilometers is decent. But this looks extremely Russian. Yeah. Yeah, this is supposed to be an IFV design contest, Mike. So these are supposed to feature, like, half the internal space has got to be available for infantry. Oh, I don't think I ever actually introduced you, Kat. So this is Catherine Cat, who wrote the prompt for these submissions. Long time
I will
friend.
be awarding cute points.
She is purely here to award cute points and nothing else. Okay. Oh wait, shoot. We didn't even fucking play this thing.
Yeah, you need to drive.
I need to drive it around. Hang on. Let me load it up again.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. Firepower
Let's
should...
So let's look at the cannon.
Yeah. So... 9.5 degrees of gun depression. That's actually not too bad. And it should be like a 70... Oh, it's a 60 millimeter cannon. Okay, so it's not from the previous... So I think the two things that he took was the engine and the tracks from the S89.
That's what it looks like, yeah.
Yeah.
Although this is a very good cannon.
Yeah.
It's got a good reload.
Yeah, very fast reload speed. Well, not crazy fast, but for its caliber, it's pretty good. Okay, and it's got a good elevation rate, so you're going to be able to get on target pretty quick. How fast is the turret traverse? Oh, wow, 51 degrees per second. What's the crew looking like in terms of efficiency? Okay. The driver is not having a good time. He is straight up not having a good time. One of the was it one of the requirements? I think it was
the
one.
driver's just a brain manager. Bringing a jar.
I think one of the
40K shit.
I think one of the requirements was to not have more than it had to, like the crew had to be. No, never mind. That was a bonus requirement. My bad. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, so far it looks decent. I'm kind of curious as to, and there's apparently plenty of internal space for the troops, so they should be relatively comfortable. I'm just kind of curious as to where the hell they're going to get in and out. Cannon accuracy seems to be all right. The driver really do be on suicide watch. Yeah. And it seems to be pretty capable of hitting everything that it needs to, and holy fuck, that is a lot of ammunition. This thing is like 300 rounds.
The driver's just kind of dismounting instead.
He's just kind of consigned to his fate. It feels like a real heavy boy, but it maneuvers well. Speed isn't necessarily a requirement, so should be all right. Should handle the 10-degree slope, no problem. Whoa. Vehicle is difficult to steer at low speeds.
That might just be Sprocket.
Yeah.
Or the cramped driver. It's probably the cramped driver trying to shift through 12 gears.
Yeah. He's like, where the fuck is that 7th gear? Supposed to be an autoloader, but we make do with what Sprocket does. Yeah, once we get autocannons and so on, it'll be a lot more interesting.
We'll definitely be doing a SPAAG competition. when we get the multiple guns.
Yes. 250mm autocannon. Okay, suspension. It seems a bit stiff. But that's not terrible. It's just going to mean that the infantry inside is probably going to be a little combat ineffective by the time they get to the point.
Well, the driver is so cozy in there. I doubt he'd bounce around much.
Well, if he does bounce around, he's just going to hit things, so... I can imagine him, like, armored up like the Michelin Man.
Does he get his own hatch? Or is he just kind of stuck in there?
I don't think he has his own hatch, no. Yeah, he's just kind of stuck in there. Oh, wait, actually, no, wait. No, he has a hatch on the front plate.
He gets a very small hatch.
A very, very small hatch. FE405 stage 1 turret on a Bradley. I feel like the recoil forces from the FE405 on a Bradley would literally just shatter the hull.
The aluminum would probably just rip.
Yeah. Just be like, no. Not handling that. Yeah, the driver is...
You might not even need to fire it.
This
Just stick it on.
This driver is straight up not having a good time. Alright. Oh, it would probably help if
That is a very small log.
It is a very small
It's
log.
not a... I think morale could be improved. It's a bigger log.
It literally pulls the notes aside. Requires larger log. Alright, top speed test. How are we doing here? The vehicle does not seem to over-rev, though, which is good.
It is actually deceptively fast.
Yeah.
From what we saw earlier. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah. For an IFV, that's not bad. I will take that.
Especially one with that much armor and a gun like that.
Yeah, so
Pretty good.
we'll say about 55.5 kph is the top speed. That's good. That's good. Overall, I'll say this passes for now.
I feel like you could have reduced the rotation speed on the turret and given the driver more space.
Yeah.
But other than that, it seems decent.
Yeah. I mean, the high rotation speed is very nice to have, but it's not necessarily a requirement.
I feel like that's... I don't know. With the elevation speed being what it is, you don't need to rotate the turret so fast. Because you're going to wait on the elevation anyway.
Right. No, there's plenty of room for infantry. I mean, there's more than half of the internal space available for infantry, so... I don't know how the heck they're supposed to get in and out, but they are... There is plenty of space for them. Alright. Moving on. A3E Annihilator.
This looks like a long one.
Very flat. Larger log. Make note, there is a larger
I
log.
actually kind of like this design. It looks a lot like a BMP3.
Yeah. Whatever that object vehicle was that's just like super flat, like the super flat BMP.
Or like that new light tank in War Thunder.
Oh yeah.
Whatever. The Sprott.
Yeah, the Sprint SD. Although the Sprint has like it's a very large turret. This is a pretty small boy. Okay, so it appears that over half of the internal space is dedicated, as was required. Let me load it again.
Reverse. Rotation.
Yeah, 21 degrees per second is pretty.
It's under 20 tons.
Yeah.
That's good.
And then let's see, what is his armor protection? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Very
That's
good.
very good.
That's actually kind of
Especially
insane.
for under 20 tons.
Yeah, for 20 tons, this is ridiculously good. That's, what's its side armor like? Fills the side armor. Rear armor. Not ideal, but I mean, it is rear armor, so... If you're getting shot in the rear, then you've probably got bigger problems. Okay. So far, rather satisfied.
I feel like this would be very uncomfortable riding because of how low it is.
Yeah, we'll see how well the crew
'Cause
is
that pole
squished in there.
The pole is just like the height of a human.
Oh yeah, you're right. It actually does tell us. Although, I can't, like, zoom in on it enough from a good angle.
Maybe they're
there
like
it goes.
reclined.
183 centimeter / 6 feet. So this is about the height of a chieftain. Actually, I'm pretty sure the chieftain's even taller than this, so... Interesting. And... Alright, so what do we got for an
It's got
engine?
the same engine.
8.8 liter V6.
Well, they probably used theirs.
Yeah, I think they may have used their own. Let's see here. 363 horsepower. 18.2 horsepower per ton. Not bad. I mean, again, mobility isn't, like, the biggest focus here. Okay, just a basic transmission. Same one from the Dolphin, I believe.
I don't see a hatch for the driver.
No, there does not appear to be a hatch for the driver or the gunner. In fact, the only hatches I see are the hatches in the back. A couple of hatches back here. And the commander.
The tank is on fire fast. Test has been failed horribly.
Miserably. Alright. Fuel, we've got 200 liters here. And plus 217, so 417 liters of fuel will get us about 218 kilometers. That's not bad. That's pretty good, actually.
That's above the bonus requirement.
Yep.
That's good. What's its ammunition load?
Not high.
That's also above the bonus.
No, that's actually true. It is above the bonus. Cannon, we're dealing with a 57mm cannon. 123 millimeters of penetration. 139 meters per second. Base reload time is about 4 seconds. Okay. Interesting. Elevation rate 3.69. Max depression is 6 degrees. Not great, but again, depression isn't a crazy requirement.
That is a nice elevation rate.
Yeah, it's not bad. And 20 degrees of elevation is more than satisfactory. Okay. Alright, let's look at the crew. Alright. Credit where credit is due. The crew seems to be rather comfortable, except for the driver. So far, I'm really liking this design.
We'll have to see how mobile is.
Yeah.
It is because that I know the transmission I made wasn't great. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll see. Everything else so far seems to be looking good. To save time, we're just going to use the third slope here. Alright, not bad.
It is very flat.
Very flat.
And it's probably how they got it so light with so much volume. And kept the armor down.
Yeah. Let me test the accuracy of the gun.
Nothing's gonna bottom out on Grubble.
Right. Oops. Okay. Gun's accuracy and reload speed seems to be just fine. Suspension seems to be well designed. It is interleaved though, which does help with a smoother ride. Hopefully that should help the guys inside from not feeling so seasick by the time they get to wherever they're going. Alright. So far, so good. It's a little slow to turn at low speeds, but I think that's more of a sprocket thing than... It at least turns. And I think a lot of that is down to the driver being in a more comfortable position. Because the lower the comfort level, the slower the drivers are to change gears. And as a result, they won't downshift as quickly, and you get issues with the vehicle turning the wrong way.
The morale situation is fantastic.
Yes. The crew feels so much better now that they have their log.
It's a little bit slow.
Yeah. It's not on the speedy side. But I think it's fair to say that this vehicle will get to wherever it needs to go. It just won't get there particularly quickly.
I think the Dolphin tank was like around 40. So this isn't terrible.
No, it's not bad. It's not amazing by any means, but 35.5 kph. That's okay. That's respectable.
I mean, with the amount of armor you have, at least it's gonna get there.
Yeah, it'll
Like,
definitely
It's not
survive.
gonna get shot.
It's definitely going to survive almost anything you throw at it.
From the front.
King Tiger can't pen it in the Crossroads mission. Interesting. You can submit for the next design competition, Phantom. This one's already closed, because... Seriously, if I kept taking submissions throughout this, we would never run out of vehicles. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with this vehicle. We'll keep it in mind. I've been coughing a lot lately, so if I suddenly disappear for a second, that's why. Okay, moving on. Small.
This one is getting cute points.
Oh, let me load it up
This
again.
is definitely very cute.
14.99 tons.
Looks like an M113.
It really does. Yeah. It is very small. Oh, is my webcam is being dumb today, then I'm just gonna turn it off. Oh my god, it's being so laggy. Yeah, I'm just gonna turn it off. I'll fix it another time. But, at least it's very clear that there are troops in the back. They have a couple of cupolas so they can look out. And they have a couple of machine guns to play with.
I
On
wonder
each
if
side.
they share a cupola. Or if one person gets both machine guns.
That's an interesting question, actually.
There's a lot of hull space.
There is plenty of internal hole space. That's for sure. Like, those guys could have, like, a straight-up banquet in the back. Alright, armor protection. What do we got here? Wow. A lot more than I would have expected, to be honest. That is not bad.
It's very good.
Especially for only 30 millimeters of thickness. That's actually pretty dang good. Alright. Side armor is 41 millimeters, so it does exceed the bonus requirements.
By one.
By one, but it does exceed it. Rear armor, that's, well, it's rear armor, so. Okay. Traverse rate is 22.5 degrees per second, not bad. Mobility, what do we got here? So we have a twin transmission still, impressive.
Same tracks.
Same tracks. Let's see. We have a 8.8 liter V6. I think this might be the same engine. Oh right, this is based on the R4 chassis that we saw last time, which was like the really flat green tank that we'd
okay.
liked. So okay, this is taking stuff from that. Okay. That makes a lot more sense now. 363 horsepower. Fine. Same transmission, fine. How much fuel we got? So 331. So 331 liters is gonna get you about 231 kilometers. Hey, that's fine by me. That's actually really nice, and it does have the log. It does have the fuel
Morale log.
tanks. It does have the external fuel tanks along the side. Those could be shot off, so that will likely reduce its range, but that's okay.
You might be, like, supposed to sort of throw those off before you get in a fight.
Yeah, that's possible too. Okay, let's move on to firepower. Compression 6.87. Not bad. Not great, not terrible. 4.77 degrees elevation speed is just fine. 40 millimeter cannon with a 2.6 second reload. That's actually pretty quick. You can put down quite a bit of fire with that. Not a lot of ammunition though, especially for that small of a cannon. It is more than the requirements though. So.
And it's still on the turret.
Yeah, it's all in the turret, that's true. Which I imagine leaves a lot more space for crew. Okay. How's the crew doing? And they're relatively comfortable.
I'm actually surprised. I was expecting to see these sliders all the way down. All the way.
Yeah.
I was wondering where the like compromise would be in this tank, but I'm not really seeing one.
Well, I think the compromise was that the hull is pretty square. It's not angled all the way around. And all of the protection is focused to the front. So, I mean, so far I'm very, very impressed that they managed to get this not only under 15 tons, but that it's as potent as it
And
is.
with that amount of the amount of available hull space is very impressive.
Yeah.
To me.
It's more than 2/3, I believe. So the crew is the troops riding along the interior are gonna be very, very happy. And the penetration isn't bad either. 100 millimeters? That's not terrible. Especially for a 40 millimeter cannon. Yeah, if 15 tons will mean that it can be loaded in the same landing craft that the amphibious tanks can.
That's true.
So, that's going to simplify logistics. Means we don't have to design a whole new ship in order to carry this thing. We can just use the existing ones. And it does have eyelets, so we can lift it up and put it in a ship. So far, I'm very impressed.
This is a very efficient design.
Yeah. Alright, let's give her a go. How is the accuracy? Dispersion is a little high. But the gun is fast enough firing that I don't think it matters too much. Alright. How's its mobility? Very good.
It's quite fast.
Okay. It's also not, like, aesthetically unpleasing either. It's actually not a bad looking tank.
This definitely gets key points.
I think it also qualifies for
quite-
chonker points.
Yeah, it's quite small and fat. With a little head. So it gets key points.
Chode.
It's got the Bradley firing points. Firing ports. And nice big door in the back. In the back.
A little worried about the external fuel tank. I am too. That's probably my biggest concern so far, but worst comes to worst, it loses the fuel tank and its range drops a little bit.
I mean, there's plenty of internal space and weight to put fuel in the tank if you need,
That's
if
true.
you need to.
Or they could store extra external fuel tanks if they very well need to. The design leaves room to be improved. Okay, top speed test. Hey, that's not bad. And it doesn't over-rev the engine either, despite having a very simplistic transmission. It uses a transmission we already have, and it works with it without destroying itself. 45 kph, that's very good.
I'm very impressed with this one.
Yeah.
I was not expecting it to be, you know, without major flaws in some way.
Alright, so 45.49 kilometers an hour appears to be its top speed. on roads. And the vehicle handles well too. Like it doesn't fight the user.
Did you test the suspension?
I did. And it handled the suspension test very well. Alright, so far I really like this design. I think this will definitely be in my top 5.
Oh yeah, this is very efficient. It's a very efficient design.
Alright. Alright, next one. A5E Breacher. This looks to be
Load
more
again.
like a heavy IFV. Or,
Load it twice.
Stugly.
You have to load it twice.
Oh, right. There we go. Okay, so it is at the 25-ton limit.
This reminds me of that Swedish light tank.
The IKV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got that sort of like pointy turret look.
Yeah, it does.
It's got 2 logs.
Oh.
Now that's some high
Interesting.
morale.
Yeah. Morale has been drastically improved. Okay. Armor protection. Very good. Holy crap. Yeah, for 25 tons, this thing is not going to go down easily. Okay. Side armor. Wow. 90
That's
millimeters?
pretty good.
That's actually really, really good. And there is over half the space available for the troops, so... Although it doesn't look like you can carry anywhere near as much. But there's no real way to measure that currently in Sprocket, so we're not going to worry about it. Mobility. Twin transmission. Tracks appear to be the same. So is the suspension as the last 2 submissions. Same engine. Or, well, slightly different engine, actually. 12.8 liter V6. Should be pretty good. Same transmission. Only 150 liters of fuel on the interior with 269. Nice. So that's what? 419? Or am I bad at math?
It sounds about right to me.
Okay, so 419 liters of fuel will get us... Go on. For the love of God. Okay, about 176 kilometers. 175-ish. That's not amazing compared to the designs we've seen so far, but that's not bad.
It is more than the bonus.
Yeah. Which was 169 kilometers, by the way. Nice.
But this is with internal and external.
That's true. And it does have those 2 giant external fuel tanks. Okay. Firepower, what do we got? 8.9 degrees of gun depression. Not bad. That's actually pretty good, and I imagine if you put this thing into a hold down position, it's going to be an even tougher proposition to put down. Okay. Actually, what's the lower plate like? Oh, wow. Even at that angle. Okay. Cannon. We have a 77mm cannon. This is basically the same gun as the Dolphin, I think.
Yeah, it looks like the exact same gun.
Pretty good.
Because I like to repeat my numbers like 33
Okay.
and 55 and 77. So that's definitely the Dolphin gun.
Very nice. 35, 35. Yeah, overall, firepower seems to be pretty good. And then the crew seems to be relatively comfortable. Again, the driver seems to get the short end of the stick, but not by much. Like, it's not crazy comfortable for him, but...
I imagine it's because of the hull space requirement.
Probably, yeah. Not everybody is peak efficiency, but it is above the requirements, so the crew is doing good enough. Alright, let's, I don't think I need to test the accuracy of the gun, because we know what the capabilities of that are. Traverse feels a little slow, and that might be because the gunner isn't working at peak efficiency. But for all the armor you've got on this thing, I think that's okay.
You can afford to get shot a few times
Yeah.
while you're roaching the turret.
Yeah. It is also a really heavy turret, that is true. 15-degree slopes, no problem. If this suspension has demonstrated anything so far, it's that it's actually a very smooth ride.
And it's quite good.
Yeah, that's not bad. It could be substantially worse. I feel good enough about this that I'm gonna send it over the wide trench. Hey. So with a little run up. Yeah, that's really good. Alright, let's test the top speed.
A little bit slow.
Yeah, it does seem to be a bit slow, but you do have a ton of protection.
I mean, I might even argue we have too much action. I feel like you could have gotten a more mobile tank with better crew performance. If you shaved off a little bit of armor.
Probably.
Not that having armor is a bad thing, but you could have a more balanced design. It's still good though.
Apex IFV? Not at this point. Submissions have already been made. It's meant to go through heavily fortified areas. Yeah, I can see that. The question I have to ask then, at that point though, is if you're going to put this much armor on an IFV, why not just make a heavy tank? Or a more efficient IFV?
This reminds me a lot of the Stugley idea. Which is like an assault gun, troop carrier hybrid thing.
I didn't quite see what the top speed was there. I think it was around 34 kph.
Yeah, it was reasonable. On the slow end, though.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll keep the design in mind. Alright, moving on. We have the Aphrodite.
I like the cannon on that one. I think having an actual tank cannon is a plus.
Yeah, it could be. Especially for delivering high explosive. Okay. Although, again, I think a lot of that comes down to doctrine. Like, how we're going to use these. Are we going to use them like tanks, or are we going to use them like APCs? Or are we going to use them like infantry fighting vehicles? Because if we're going to use them as tanks, then why are we even bothering with the Dolphin? Okay. This appears to be rather similar to the Baron that we saw earlier. It's slightly different. I can tell it's slightly different. It's very similar though. So I don't think we'll spend too much time on it.
What are the differences?
The whole shape is slightly different.
The driver is not doing good at all.
Yeah, he has a hatch that opens straight up.
He's also the radioman.
Oh.
And there's no space.
Oh, that's right. Ooh.
That's the problem.
That is going to be a problem. Did we keep the radio operator requirement, or no? I don't think we did.
No, there's no requirement.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Armor appears to be the same as the last version of this that we looked at. Traverse rate appears to be pretty good. Although again, I feel like you could definitely reduce the traverse rate of the gun and improve life for the driver, because the driver's gonna have a really hard time handling this vehicle.
Yeah, like decrease the rotation rate, give the driver more space. You could probably add a radio operator.
Also,
to them.
I know I shouldn't do this, but it's really fucking bothering me. The driver's hatch isn't perfectly centered. And it's bugging the living shit out of me. Alright, that's gonna be about as good as it's gonna get, I think. It's not quite centered, and it really bugs the shit out of me.
When you realize the Panzer IV turret isn't centered.
Same with the King Tiger. The King Tiger is slightly offset.
Yeah. Once I realized that, I couldn't drive it. It just bugged me too much.
Alright, engine. Holy shit, a 16-liter V16. That's a big boy. There is internal crew space, but where the fuck are the infantry supposed to be? Like, are they just kind of hanging out here in the sponsons? And if so,
This could be another case of
how do they get out?
cranked engine. Maybe there's 8 infantry, so each arm is a piston. 16 pistons.
Oh, I think we just ruined it. We just ruined the King Tiger for somebody else in the chat.
Yeah, sorry if I ruined the Panzer. It's really fun, but I hate how it looks.
Yeah, if you look very closely at the front of the King Tiger's turret, you will notice that it is actually not centered. It is slightly offset. Especially, like, I think the gun is also offset. So the turret is offset, and then the gun is slightly offset.
I don't think the Panther's the same problem.
No, I think the Panthers is centered.
The Panther's pretty much centered. So you still have the Panther. All you wear are boots.
Oh god, that is a one heckin' chonker of a transmission. But hopefully
especially for how the driver is.
Yeah, especially considering the driver's difficulties. Okay, how much fuel do we got? That's like, what, 339 liters of fuel? Yeah, I think that's what it is. Oh my god, I really wish I could just type in the amount. Okay, we're just gonna go with that. It's about 143 kilometers. Okay. It uses the tracks on the gun. Okay. 142 kilometers is not great, but not terrible. It is below the bonus requirement, but it's a bonus requirement. It's not required.
It's not Centurion level so bad.
No. Centurion basically just gets 100 meters down the street, and it's like, oh, gotta fill up again.
Was it like 80 kilometers?
It was like 70 something kilometers. It was really bad.
Yeah, it was Monoprice. And the Australians just put a fucking bucket on the back.
They just extended the hull. They're just like, we're gonna add an extra fuel tank here. Okay. All right. Mobility seems to be pretty
This
decent.
looks about the same as the other one.
Say again.
This looks about the same as the first one.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what they changed.
that's a lot of ammo
Maybe
though.
the engine.
130 rounds. You're definitely not gonna run out anytime soon. Well, we'll take a quick look at it because I think the engine is different. And the gun appears to be the same as the Dolphin.
I can't wait till we get like turbine engine.
I don't think we're gonna have turbine
There we go.
engines in this. Or well, we may.
It'd be cool though.
It is kind of World War II technology. They did test one on the Conqueror, which is basically World War II tech. I don't know, maybe we'll see like a Cold War DLC come in a few years down the line. Oh god, this vehicle does not like to turn. I can definitely tell that the driver is straight up not having a good time.
He's just on the phone. He's got an iPhone.
Yeah.
For the radio. Because there's no space for an actual radio.
Or the radio is like crowding his legs.
It's just sitting in his lap.
Anytime he pushes one of the tillers forward, he like smashes his fingers between something. Oh god, and just killed everybody inside.
He's just got to steer with his arm stumps. Because they had to remove his hands.
Oh god, I'm trying to turn to the left and it's doing this. This poor driver.
He's got one leg to operate through, three pedals.
Why are there 6 pedals and only 4 directions?
If they want to give him a really hard time, just give it hydro suspension.
Once again,
It's a little bit stiff.
it's a bit stiff, yeah. Oh god, it really doesn't like to turn. It's so slow to turn.
But he just has like a very tiny steering wheel. It's a bit mid-small.
It's small enough that you can't grip it with 2 hands. It's like the size of a it's like the size of like a valve that you
It's
turn.
like a hand cranked. Yeah.
Oh god, it's like the valve on a sink. Like one of those old sinks with like the umbrella looking valves
Yeah.
on them. Like that's just how you turn the whole tank.
And it's under the radio.
Yeah. Okay, top speed. The vehicle doesn't tend to wander very much, though. That's good. Although, if you need to make fine adjustments, good luck. It's not very fast.
It is kind of slow.
I could forgive the top speed, I think, if the vehicle was easier to handle. But it's difficult to handle, and it's slow on top of that, so that's kind of rough. And there doesn't appear to be any obvious place for the troops. Sends them to be a driver in a penal battalion using this tank. Okay, so about 34 kph.
This is much worse. This is like a 40k Imperial Guard tank truck. Just a servitor in a jar.
That's pretty good. Literally just a brain. Alright, well, moving on. Oh Jesus, that's a lot of machine guns. Holy fuck.
Clearly an American disc.
Yeah. This is one of Engineer's vehicles. It's an interesting design. Armor is pretty good. For such an odd hull shape.
It's extremely long.
Yes.
I wonder how well it'll turn.
Now that is a question.
It's what? It's the toggly.
The toggly. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. Holy shit, the traverse rate though, 52.6 degrees per second. Jesus fuck. And it is under the, Oh, I should probably reload this again just to be safe. There we go. Yeah, it is under the 25-ton weight limit. And it does have half the internal space for crew. I gotta admit, so far I really like this design.
It's unique. It's very unique.
The 30.6 liter V8, okay. Interesting transmission layout. How much,
That's a big engine.
It is a very big engine. How much fuel do we got? Wow, 560 liters of fuel. So that's like 237 kilometers.
Not that much. With an engine that big, it's not going to be much.
No, but that's still pretty impressive.
I mean, it's still a lot, but...
Let's see, how much will we get on 200 liters? Well, that's not good. So it is heavily reliant on... It is very heavily... The Toggly Turian. Or the Sentogly.
Mark 10.
Say again.
The Toggly Mark 10.
Alright. You know how much I love my Centurions? This is true. Centurions are pretty good. Alright, firepower. It looks like we have the same gun. Yeah. Same gun as the Dolphin. Only 5.9 degrees of gun depression. I think that's the lowest we've seen so far.
And
Although,
it's very tall.
It is very tall. That being said, if you do put this thing into a hold down position, it is actually going to be a very, very small target. The problem is you're just going to need a very big hole to put it in.
A small target from the front.
Yeah. From the side, well... I suppose we call it the Toggly Mark 10 for a reason. Alright. Ammo. Not a lot of ammunition. That's going to go pretty quickly. 43 rounds is not a ton. But, okay. All right. The crew is very comfortable though, and it is a 5-man crew.
That's the first.
Yeah, haven't seen anything that big. I mean, granted, he's got enough room in here to be the size of a fucking school bus. So I would hope that the crew would be rather comfortable.
Maybe it is the school bus.
Must be one hell of a dangerous neighborhood.
There's presumably a lot of infantry. Infantry in the neighborhood.
Is this like automation? Sort of. It's a lot more simplistic than automation, but it is sort of like automation, yeah. I hope I get bonus points for the amount of DACA I put on it. There is definitely plenty of DACA. Slight issue though. How are they supposed to open the turrets? Or how are they supposed to open the hatches with the machine guns on top like that? I'm not sure if there's enough clearance there for these hatches. Also, who the hell is going to be able to fit into this machine gun turret? This is my question. You can maybe get your head into this.
Maybe you train a dog.
Dog MG gunner.
Or a pigeon.
He just starts spraying the mailman's car. Or the mailman as you go past on the way to school. Just fucking lights the fuck up.
And starts blasting a squirrel. On the side of the road.
Squirrel!
A mongoose.
A mongoose.
I
Pigeon.
want to see how this drives.
Yeah, I do too. Alright. Holy crap, that turret traverse speed though.
And if your dismounts are misbehaving,
look at the
you can give him a whack.
look at the fucking Commander's cupola. I will ignore that purely because of its comedic value. Commander is in the pod. Yes. Okay. Let's see how this thing drives. Oh my god, it turns well. What the fuck? It actually turns really well. This shouldn't work, but it does. It's just, I can't get over that Commander's pod.
This is definitely the Toggly.
I love this so much. Suspension seems a little stiff, but I mean it seems to work. Oh my god. That's so funny. And it's pretty quick too. I can easily see troops calling this the magic school bus. I gotta admit, I think so far this is my favorite 25-ton design we've seen so far. Just for its sheer stupidity. And, like, just weird features. And it's fast. 50 kph?
It is deceptively quick.
Fucking Commander's coupon. Yeah, we'll say about 50 kph. You know what? That will work. Okay. This is definitely one of my favorites I've seen so far. Alright, moving on. This is the CV4065. Oh my god, that gun is small.
Cute points.
Hey, it's your boy, Skinny Penis. Alright, I had to make that joke. Alright,
It looks like a chroma hull. Kind of.
yeah, if the...
Like an angled chroma.
Yeah, sorta. I think it's like the combination of the shorter hull and the large road wheels. I like it, though. Alright, 33 degrees per second is pretty solid. And then... Alright. That is within spec.
Not as good as some others.
Not as good as some others, no, but it is within the requirements. I hope this thing is mobile. And it does have the required space in the back. Does
Did
yours
you load
get...
it twice?
Huh?
Did you load it twice?
No, I didn't. There we go. Venji, I believe yours so far does definitely get some chonker points.
Oh yeah, that is the King Chunker. Right now.
I'm still kind of amazed that that thing is 25 tons. And it is spread out over a larger area, so it will probably have a lot less ground pressure.
It's got buoyancy.
He float. Flote. Float. Alright. 30.6 liter V8. How much transmission we got? Okay. Fuel. How much fuel we got? Holy crap, that is a lot of external fuel. So that's like what? 577 liters of fuel? That is a lot. So about 242 kilometers, I imagine. That's okay, but that's not great in terms of fuel efficiency. What's the 150? Oh, that is actually really bad. I think that's like worse than the Centurion in terms of fuel efficiency. Okay. Alrighty. Firepower, what do we got? Negative 9.42. Not bad. As for the cannon itself, it appears to be a 40mm cannon with 107 millimeters of penetration. Okay.
It's very long.
It is very long. Although it's getting plenty of powder burn on it. It's getting about 3 times the amount of powder burn time as you would need.
Like a squeeze boy.
Yeah. Accuracy is very good. 39 millimeters at 100 meters is pretty awesome, actually. And the gun is really light, although it is a bit barrel heavy.
Well, that's to be expected for something that long.
Yeah. Although having a balanced gun does help your elevation speed, although it doesn't appear to need it. 16.68, I think, is the highest elevation speed I've ever seen. That's pretty impressive. 95. Yeah, plenty of ammo. And the crew, there is plenty of, there does appear to be plenty of space for crew. Ooh, rip the driver again. Why is it that the driver just gets the short end of the stick when it comes to this?
I imagine it's because of the hull space requirement.
Probably, yeah.
But there's room in the turret, so you could have shrunken the turret.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
probably got enough space to make the hull bigger.
I agree.
And he does not have batch. So he's kind of like double screwed.
Yeah. Alright, well, we'll see how mobile it is. Let's double test the accuracy of the gun. Reload speed is fast as hell. Okay. Good enough for me. It is a little sluggish, a tiny bit, but not bad. Like, it takes a second or two for the driver to actually, like, carry out your commands. But beyond that, I kind of like it in terms of mobility. How's the suspension? Seems pretty good. Yeah. Handles that, no problem. There aren't very many replicas in this game, Lawful Deer Fox. Most of the vehicles in this game are made by the developer, or they're made by the users. It's kind of like from the depths.
There's a few.
Like, there's a couple, but
There's
not
like
many.
a Panther and a Tiger too.
Yeah, Panther and a Tiger too,
Yeah.
but that's pretty much it. The game is more about building unique tanks than it is about replicating old ones.
I mean, you can try and replicate tanks.
Yeah, you can
But I
make
get more
replicas.
enjoyment myself.
You can make replicas, but
I mean,
it's not really what the game is designed for.
I did make the Scorpion from Halo. For a tank.
Are there modern technologies in this game? No, the game only goes up to the late World War II period. And it's still very early in its development. Okay, top speed test. It's not as quick as I would like it to be. Yeah, only 42 kph is kind of disappointing. I mean, it's not bad. Also, the vehicle does like to wander to the right quite a bit.
This is lacking in a lot of areas that other vehicles sit in.
Yeah. It's not
It's
a bad
good.
it's not a bad design in and of
But I feel like
itself.
we had better ones.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's not a bad design in and of
I just-
itself, but it could be better.
It does get cute points.
It does get cute points.
It's very cone-like.
You do have a thing for cones. Okay. Alright, not a bad design. Oh man. This person went all in on the cone.
It's like turbo cone.
Yeah.
Did you load it twice?
I love this. Armor protection. What do we
Load
got?
it again.
Oh yeah, load it again. Okay. Armor is
Kind of
very
an
good.
odd choice to make the lower thinner.
Yeah, I feel
But I
like
can understand why.
that was done to save weight, because it's just under the 20-ton limit. But it is an odd choice. Okay. Yeah, flat bottom cone. Yeah, it is totally flat on the bottom. That's actually not very good for absorbing blasts from mines or something like that, but it wasn't a requirement, so we're not going to worry about it. Actually, give me one moment here. Okay. I am back. And, side armor. How's it doing, side armor? Oh, God. That is very thick.
Ooh, that's not good.
That's like barely withstanding artillery fragments bad. Okay. And the fuel tank is off-centered. I hate this.
Where did the infantry get at?
Yeah, that's a good question.
There's one hatch in this tank. And it's under 50 cup.
I wonder if this was meant to be. Well, it was. There's clearly enough space in here for infantry, but where? Okay. Oops. All right, mobility. Let's see if this thing makes it up in other areas. Twin transmission. Seriously, if you aren't using twin transmission, then like I don't think we'll even consider you, to be honest. Like, it's just clutch braking is just such an inferior system to twin transmission in so many ways. All right. So, oh my God, it's only a 3-cylinder engine. It's 11.3 liter V3.
Wow.
That is fucking tiny. Oh my God.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No. No, no. See, this is where you made your compromise. And it was completely unnecessary. You did not have to do this. Oh no.
Oh my God, look at the total capacity.
There's so much fuel.
It's like over 1,000 liters of fuel. Holy fuck. Can we even measure that? No, we physically can't measure that. I mean, props to giving the vehicle a lot of range, but holy shit.
It's so it can idle for a long time. So your infantry can get out. Through the one hatch in the
Oh my God. That is so bad.
That transmission is just... Don't do that. Please don't do that. It's kind of...
It's not an IFV, it's an armed RV. I don't think it even qualifies as that. At least it's got plenty of ammo, but even then
This
it's...
doesn't look much. I wouldn't consider it a recreational vehicle.
No.
It does not look fun.
It's a very...
Maybe it's exercise equipment.
Say again?
Maybe it's exercise equipment.
Oh my god,
We're
this is
shifting so much.
16 degrees of gun depression. That's about the best thing I've seen on this vehicle so far. Yeah.
Oh, this is 10 copy to press.
6.93 degrees per second. That's not bad. And it's basically the same gun as the Dolphin, but not quite. Oh god. The Ford driver.
Yeah, that transmission really screwed this design.
Yeah.
Can you click on the hull space? I want to see what's taking apart.
The turret basket. It's the turret.
That doesn't add up to 100. Oh, but it's, yeah, it's because
Yeah.
there's available spaces in that.
Yeah.
What about the weight?
Most of it appears to be in the armor and the tracks.
Interesting.
It's not a fixed turret either. Yeah. Oh my god. Alright. Oops. The reload speed is pretty slow. It's a bit too slow for an IFV. Oh my god,
So
what
much fuel.
what is the RPM? I'm idling at 1700 RPMs. Probably a consequence of the tiny little engine. It works. It's a bit slow.
I don't know what this thing needs, but needs something. There's something horribly wrong with this thing.
It needs Jesus, that's what it needs. I mean, credit where credit is due for thinking a little outside the box, I suppose, but... Oh god, I just realized. That's where all the fuel is, it's on the side. Why are there so many fuel tanks on the side? I was like, what is going on?
I mean, the suspension looks good.
Yeah, it seems to work. Oh boy. I am very stuffy today. Again, I have to wonder, where's the infantry? Like, if you made all of this internal space, where's the rest of the infantry? I can't turn on the spot. Even with the twin transmission. Because the driver is in such a terrible state. And he has to handle so many gears. Okay. Top speed test.
wonder what gear roll gets you.
Gets to gear 3 and stops.
Straight. Oh no. That's not good. Yeah, that's pretty slow.
There were how many gears in this thing? 21?
I don't even know. Many.
Not gonna lie, this is kind of incredible.
This is cursed.
I heavily suspect, that this was somebody's first tank design. And that's okay. We all make mistakes the first time around.
It is unique. And they got the suspension right.
Yeah, that's true. The suspension is good.
Those are two good things. It's
Although,
got a decent gun
why is,
with
this,
a slow reload.
why is the sprocket
it's
wheel
decent.
so small? And the idler wheel is even tinier. I don't understand.
The 3-cylinder engine was thinking outside the box.
I could
thought
see
that was
that.
interesting.
I could see that for like for space savings. But it feels like they did that not as a starting point, but because they had to.
Perhaps.
In order to get this thing to fit within the requirements. And they were aiming for the 20-ton weight limit. Okay. Oh god, there's an improved version. Okay, so this is a 25-ton version. Oh god, it's even more cone-like. Oh Jesus! What is the okay? So it's a six-cylinder V6. What is the trans? Oh jeez, no,
No.
no. Okay,
Oh boy.
I'm just. All right, guys.
Sneak-
If you're adding in more than like 8 gears to your transmission, you're kind of overdoing it. At that point, you need to like revamp your engine. Especially if the ratios are this low. If the ratios are too similar to each other, or for people who don't know, if the ratios are too similar
Load it
to each
again.
Hmm?
Load it again. Maybe it changed.
Okay. If the ratios are too similar to each other,
Nope.
then the driver won't shift to them. Like if your vehicle only has a maximum of is only using 3 of its 21 gears, then you need to drop a few gears from the transmission. And you need to rethink your life.
After Gear 4, I mean, I can't see it using more than 4 gears. It does have a bigger engine though. So we'll see. You can also change the size of the sprocket wheel to change your power output.
Yes, increasing the
If you
size of your
didn't know that.
sprocket wheel will help a lot. Oh my god, there's even more fuel. You don't need this much fuel.
Oh, Miles.
Hmm?
The front hatch. I think they want you to look at the front hatch.
Oh no. At least the armor is good. But so much else has been sacrificed. Turning this tank into a fuel air bomb. Oh dear
You've
lord.
heard of fire ships.
Yes, I have. This is
Have
the
you heard
fire
of fire
tank.
tanks?
Oh my lord. Okay, what do we got for a gun? 62mm gun. At least it's balanced. But still, it's like... Okay. Ammo. At least it's got a lot of ammo. Gun depression, 17 degrees. That's even better than the last one.
A very depressed tank.
Very depressed. Espresso depresso. I know what tank. I know what you've made. You've made one of those tanks that they used to cross trenches. You park it, but if you park it in the trench upside down, you can use it as a bridge.
If you can get to the trench.
Oh my lord. Crew. Okay, well at least the crew is relatively comfortable, although again the driver is not very comfortable at all. Because he's got to do the job of the radio man. Why does everybody treat their drivers like so shitly?
I mean, I don't.
Not very nice. Okay.
The driver is one of the most important ones.
It really is.
You have a balance of three things: armor, firepower, and protection.
Oh god, I
And
think
the
I
driver's
just...
the only one that does mobility.
I think the turret is slightly offset to the left.
Oh. Oh no.
I think it is. Just ever so slightly.
Miles,
Okay, no, never mind.
I have a problem with this tank.
Okay, it's
The
not
log is
actually
too
offset,
small.
it's just the fuel tank that felt like it was offset.
The log is way too small.
It's not a log, that's a stick. Why are there tiny little fuel tanks here? Alright, fair enough.
It's like a lunchbox.
That is that they got it, but they lunchbox. That gun depression is really nice. Driver's
It's
speed
very
is...
wide.
Yeah. Very square. Oh god, I'm trying to get it to turn on the spot. and It's not working. It's not working. I tell the driver to turn right, and this is what happens. Oh, never mind. Okay, it actually turned right this time. Sprocket desperately needs to be increased. You don't need this many gears, holy shit. Yeah, it's the same deal. It gets to like gear 3 and it stops.
It is improved.
It's better, but not by much. It also just occurred to me that the markings on the side of the vehicle are the hatches.
Oh,
So that's
thanks, I hate it.
that's better, but if it took me that long to find the hatch, especially as the infantry when I'm under fire, then there's no fucking way I'm gonna notice that.
It's got the same problem as a lot of the earlier ones.
Mm-hmm.
It's where do the infantry even go? I don't see it. I've seen engine in the back. And I guess maybe they lay flat over Wisconsin.
Either that or they hang out in the back of the turret. Which would be even more mega cursed, because not only are you getting bumped up and down by the terrain, but now you have to deal with the turret traversing left and right and engaging targets.
Or they're just like wedged in the like lower front slope.
There was an attempt.
Unique, but not my favorite.
No. Alright, moving on.
8 points.
I like this vehicle. I like the
Very
look of
cute.
this. Holy fuck, that turret traverse rate though. What the hell?
Loaded
61.
again.
Oh my god, it got higher. And there does actually appear to be space for troops in this.
It fires shells with centrifugal force.
It's like those that like steam machine gun developed during the Civil War.
Mythbusters.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got a log.
It does indeed have a log.
It has a hatch.
Yeah, it has hatches along the side. And a big old hatch on the back. Okay. Okay.
And on the turret. Back of the turret.
Oh yeah, it does. That's probably for removing the gun. Which is a good thing, because you probably need to maintenance it every once in a while.
Interesting vent placement.
Yeah, I could see this being a problem.
And there's not a lot of fuel in this thing.
No, there was not. 131 liters of fuel is not a lot. Ooh.
Better than Centurion.
Oh, that's really bad. There was a maximum range.
Still better than Centurion.
Yeah.
We just gotta use that as like the lowest bar.
I feel like
you're
this
worse than Centurion.
this could be drastically improved if they dropped the tracks right here and added the fuel tanks. You could put some big ass fuel tanks right here. You don't need to have the extra track links there. You could put those along the side of the turret or something.
Yeah, and you have the way to.
Yeah.
I don't see why you wouldn't.
So I would say like
What's the armor like on this?
armor. Not great. I mean, it's at the specifications. It does appear to be protected from light anti-tank gunfire. Okay. That's alright. Side armor. Not great. Okay. It is an 8-cylinder, 12-liter V8. Okay. How much horsepower is this kicking out? 462 horsepower, 27 horsepower per ton. Okay, so it should be relatively mobile. We'll see how the crew is sandwiched in there. And there is a little bit more than half of the space available, I think. So the crew, or the troops that are riding along inside shouldn't have that much difficulty. 8 degrees of gun depression, not bad. Almost 9. Cannon. 76mm cannon, 128mm of penetration. This seems like a solid cannon. It being a 3-inch gun means it's going to have a decent high explosive punch. If it had any high explosive rounds to use.
Yes.
Not. I mean, I get it. I get that it.
Buckshot.
I get that that it's a British design, but why? Why are there no? Why are there no high explosive rounds for this gun? Like, excuse me? Okay, that's kind of a big downside.
Well, you can fix that.
Yeah, that's true.
It's pretty easy to design a new shell.
Oh god, only 2 crew
Assuming it has
members.
the same dimensions as the AP.
There's only a 3-man crew here.
Why?
There's no dedicated
You've
driver.
got space.
Oh no, there is a dedicated driver. I'm sorry.
You have so much turret space. Why would you use 3 men?
I don't understand. I get that it's an IFV, but
That's a huge downside.
yeah, that and the range. So far, those 2 factors seem to be the biggest issues here. Like, you've got a solid...
There's a lot of, like, untapped potential.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good design, shape-wise, but it's lacking in a lot of areas that are important.
Yeah, I feel like if you had an extra crew member in the turret, like, yeah, you wouldn't be able to make the crew quite as comfortable space-wise, but you could still keep their efficiency high, but by not giving them so many jobs.
I think you could have a dedicated gunner and loader. Do you want to try it real quick?
Sure, we can try that. Ooh. Alright, so turret,
I'm in the turret, yeah.
loader. Or we could make him the loader and the radio operator. Yeah. And then, like, with the exception of these 2 guys, or with the exception of these 2 jobs, every other important job is fulfilled. I guess the issue there is that it's no longer under 15 tons, huh? Oh, well, it didn't make a difference. It's gonna be over 15 tons.
Yeah, he already had the space.
Yeah, if you did that,
I'm gonna make it that.
if you did that, then that would, like, really help the design a lot. Let me load it back up again. As it currently stands, you're really hurting yourself by going with a 3-man design. You're just trying to do too many things. To be honest, I just figured 3 was fine, but amazing point with the loader radio operator. Yeah. Yeah, I think with the loader, if you added the loader radio operator, like, it wouldn't add it, like, you still got plenty of internal space to add the turret crewman. You can still maintain your whole design. And you just do that, and because if you
I
put...
would make a gunner radio operator.
Really?
Because you got so much rotation and elevation. to
That's
begin with.
true. That's true. This thing has an incredible amount. Yeah, you could do that. And while the gunner isn't above 80% efficiency, that's still good enough. Hit 3 in the turret at first. I see. Okay. But yeah, I feel like that's like the big thing that really hurts this vehicle is just the 3-man turret design. Or the 3-man tank design. Beyond that, like, this seems to be out on the range. Like, it seems to be okay. All right, let's test it out. Yeah, that reload speed. Yikes. Also, the vehicle likes to vibrate a lot. What is this, like Ajax? Like, look at the vibration.
It's nervous.
Yeah, it's shaking in its boots.
It might be because you're on the platform.
No, it's just like that all the time.
It's just the way. I don't know.
Well, the reason why the reload is so long is because you've got a debuff from the commander because he's doing too many things. You've got a debuff from the gunner who's doing too many things, or maybe not doing too many things, but he doesn't have the highest efficiency. And whoever the loader is doing another job as well.
It was the gunner loader, so he's getting the debuff from that, and from the commander.
Yeah.
Being the radar operator.
So the reload is going to be really long.
Even just making the driver, the radio operator, whatever, improve it.
Yeah.
Just keeping the same number of improve it.
Alright, suspension. Oh wow. That suspension is really stiff. That's probably why it's vibrating so much, is because the suspension is too stiff. Hey, there's like no travel in that. Oh. That's a problem.
Get out and put. This an IFV.
Yeah, but everything else we've tested has been able to handle this. Let me reload it again.
Let's look at the suspension before you do it again. I want to see what their torsion bars are like.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
0.18 meter to length.
Oof. Yeah, this would have made sense before patch 1, like at patch 1.0 when the suspensions were really weak. But you could reduce the diameter of the torsion bar quite a bit. It doesn't need to be this stiff.
The rest angle too is rather shallow.
Yeah. Oops.
I'd like put the diameter at like 40 and put the length all the way up. I think that'd be fine.
Yeah.
Or is it bottoming out?
It hasn't. I don't think it's. Well, it's sort of bottoming out, but it's not shaking like a leaf anymore. Like it's actually stable.
Nervous. Let's see if we can handle that now.
Yeah, that's a lot better. It's a little rear heavy. It would need some more adjustment, but
Yeah, just from eyeballing.
oh, you sent the wrong file. That would explain it. Yeah, it's still.
Almost.
It's better, but according to Aaron here, he sent the wrong file. But oh well. This is why. This is why you double check.
You didn't list one.
Okay.
If you can send the right file real quick, we can have a look at that.
Well, some other people have requested that as
yeah.
well. So, I think to keep it fair, we're gonna keep it the way it is. I think it's also to make sure, guys, if you're gonna submit something, make sure you're submitting the right vehicle. Like an hour before the submission closed. Well, we do these fairly regularly, a couple times a month, so maybe on the next one you'll have slightly better luck. Because I put
They're
this,
just cute,
I
though.
put this whole thing up like 3-4 days ago. So
It does get cute points.
it does get cute points. So there's at least that. Oh God.
Oh yes. Oh yes. This is cute point material.
The turret. What? Okay. This is like a T-70. Where the turret has been offset to make room for the engine.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, so the snapping turtle shares tracks and the engine of your previous design. Okay.
Very yellow.
Very yellow. Yeah, let me load it twice. Okay. Interesting. I feel like if somebody was to like T-bone you and like sort of just hit these final drive housings, like just it would just tear the sprocket wheel clean off the back of the vehicle.
Or if you take a turn too hard.
Yeah. Alright. Powertrain, twin transmission. Layout. Okay. Engine, what do we got? 30.6 liter V8. Okay.
It's a big engine.
Yep. And it is fitted to the right-hand side of the vehicle. I do like this idea, though. I like this placement. Frees up
It's
the
very
room in the
light.
back.
It's a very light vehicle.
Yeah. 16 tons is pretty solid.
I'll be sad if this isn't super fast.
It should be. Here's to hoping it will be. So it's using the Dolphin engine. But with a new transmission, it appears?
No, same.
It has an
They
extra
added a
gear. It has an extra gear
Yeah, they
forwards and
added a gear.
backwards. Let's see here. 256 liters. So we'll say about 162 kilometers internal. That's pretty good. Not, it's just below
It's not
the...
quite the bonus.
Yeah, it's just below the bonus. The bonus is 169.
50 horsepower per ton.
Yeah, what the hell?
Big speed.
Also, those road wheels are really tiny. Very small.
I'm excited to see the mobility.
Firepower, what do we got? 15 degrees of gun depression. Or no, I'm sorry, negative 9.8. Okay. You have a 50mm cannon. 2.94 second reload. Okay. Ammunition. Kind of a standard ammunition loadout. Only 20 rounds of HE is kind of low, but it is a 50mm cannon, so you're effectively firing like grenades. So I wouldn't expect much from a 50mm cannon.
High velocity grenades.
Yeah, very high velocity grenades too. Accuracy
Not a lot of
59.
pen.
Yeah, the penetration. I mean, we've seen 100mm penetration, but I think for as big a gun as it
That was
is,
on a 40.
huh?
That was on a 40mm.
Yeah, for as big a gun as it is, it could be higher. And the accuracy isn't as good as that last gun, I think. Okay. How's the crew doing? Hey, they're pretty comfy. Everybody's kind of got their own job. No hatch for the driver, but he does have at least have some big-ass vision ports.
Did you load this one twice?
I did.
Why did they not give the turret crew maximum space?
I don't know. Yeah, you do have the space for it. Why not? I can load it again just to be safe. I can find it. There we go. Yeah.
Maybe they changed it and forgot to change the crew.
That's possible. Because you could do this. Without any difficulty. Just give everybody a huge amount of space. Maybe more space, forgot to increase the crew. That's possible. Well, there is potential for more space. And here's the thing, if the crew doesn't take up all that space, there is always the possibility in the future, if this vehicle is adopted, for upgrades. Bigger gun, more ammunition, other stuff. So, I would say that this is a good starting point at the very minimum. Also, I don't think we looked very much at the armor. 80 to 90 millimeters? Okay. I'll take that. Alrighty. Let's give her a whirl. Oh god, that traverse speed could be higher. It maneuvers pretty well. Oh yeah, it does have a log. I mean, so far so good, mobility-wise.
I think it's more the engine just shoving it over those.
Yeah.
It's the suspension handling. Handling bumps.
It seemed that it was handling things though. Very smooth ride. Very fast. And it's not over revving either. I don't think we've had a single tank over rev today.
That was one of the must requirements. Just kind of.
Okay. I don't know if it gets the 40mm side bonus. We'll check after we do the speed test.
Are the sides sloped?
Yes, they are. Slightly. $69 kph. This is the fastest we've seen so far. I could easily see this thing going 80.
Yeah, 76. That's pretty quick.
That is very fast. Okay. It does have the 40mm side bonus. Okay. I'm pretty impressed with this vehicle.
We should do like a second winner for the lightweight ones.
Oh, I was already going to give a I would say like there'd be a winner for like the 20 ton,
IFV
the
and the
25
light
ton,
one.
20 ton, and like 15-ish ton. I'd say that like there were like 3 winners at the end of this. Okay, I mean, so far I'm very impressed with this design. What is this 40mm side bonus, anyways? If your side armor is 40mm or greater, you get a bonus. Like that's it looks better, more attractive to.
And the requirements is to resist anti-tank rifles.
Yeah. Going to be added into the game. I'm going to recommend them for adding into the game. The people who win today, for people who don't know, those who win today, I'm going to recommend to the developer for addition into the game as an AI enemy. So these could show up in upcoming scenarios. Although they are all mid-war designs, and there's only one mid-war scenario right now, so it'll probably be... they probably won't show up until the until we get more mid-war scenarios. Overall, I really like the snapping turtle.
That's cute.
M113 Bram. Oh boy. I don't know why, but this tank gives me Halo vibes.
I don't see that. Maybe like an elephant. But
Yeah. Alright, let me load it twice again. I really hope the dev fixes that bug, because it's really annoying to try and remember.
Looks like an Abrams.
Sort of?
A little bit. It's like an Abrams crotch to the bridle. Cross the dog.
It's definitely an APC, though. There was no mistaking that much. Alright. Mobility. Let's see. Oh, actually, we didn't check the armor.
So just meeting the minimum.
Yeah, looks like it's just meeting the minimum spec. Okay.
And the sides.
No. Not for the bonus, at least. Interesting how the,
That does not meet the space requirements for inside the hull.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, this is gonna have to be slightly bigger. Oh god, it is clutch braking. Yikes. Yeah, if it doesn't meet the specifications, then it is not going to be considered for adoption. We can still go through and test it real quick if we want to.
I want to see how it drives.
Okay.
I'm curious. It looks like it'll be very front heavy.
That traverse rate is a little low. It's not bad, but it's not amazing either. Just the
It looks
elevation
nice
is
though.
fine.
It's a good looking tank.
It is. I think it's an IFV, like with some
Oh yeah, it is front heavy.
with some slight redesigns. It can. I think this will work. Oh god.
You can just hear the brakes screeching.
And I can't turn on the spot either because it's clutch braking.
It's not that bad. I've seen worse.
Yeah. God, it's struggling on the 15-degree slope. It got over it, but it struggled. Oh, and now it's just turning to the left for some reason. Go away, tree! What is going on? Thanks, tree.
It's over-revving in reverse.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, God. Yeah. Like, really badly. Holy fuck. Oh, and...
Can we all just say, tiger moment?
It burst into flame.
Yeah, no.
Oh, no. Well, it did a fantastic job of barbecuing everybody inside. Yeah. Oh, bugger. The tank is on fire. Oh, shoot. I actually have a sample of that. Hang on. Let me find that.
Oh, booger, the tank is on fire.
You got enough hatches.
Yeah. It's got plenty of hatches, that's for sure.
Alright, next thing.
Hold on. One moment. Alright, you know what? I'll fix that later. Alright. Next tank.
How many more do we need to do?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Oh boy.
There's a number of submissions in this. Alright. Oh, God. Well, now. I think this definitely qualifies for some cute points.
I don't know. It's cute in, like, an ugly kind of way.
A face only a mother could love.
And I'm not a mother.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting
You
you're
cannot
getting no sympathy here. He's sensitive about his weight. Yeah, he's mildly depressed over his weight.
It's very wide.
Very wide. And I can't help but feel that it was made wide by necessity in order to fit more troops. I think it could have been taller in the back. Or something like that. Excuse me. Yeah, the turret is really far back. Oh, we didn't look at the engine. 16-liter V8. 500 horsepower.
Not bad.
Yeah. Transmission. Okay. Nothing crazy there. 521 liters of internal fuel. That is the most fuel we've seen internally. 230 kilometers. That's actually really good range. Among all of the vehicles we've seen so far, that's pretty damn good for internal fuel. Plus 237, so that's what? 748? I think? No, 758. It's about 335 kilometers. That's I think that's the best range we've seen on any of the tanks that might actually work. Okay. Alright, firepower. We've got a 40mm cannon. 2.6 second reload. Very nice. It does have plenty of ammunition available. I would like to see a little bit more APHE ammunition, personally, but that's just me. Brew, what do we got? Oh, wow. Everyone's very comfy. Very comfy. Only real worry with this is the massive turret ring. It appears to be well armored, though, at least for this period. So I'm not too worried about the turret ring. It does meet the requirements.
Hey, Miles.
Hmm?
I didn't have lunch and I'm very hungry.
Yes.
I'm gonna go do that.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll still watch the stream and I'll participate in, like, text.
Sure.
But I'm gonna go make dinner.
All right, go for it. Thanks for joining me.
No problem. I'll still award key points.
All right.
Alright, bye.
Bye. Okay. Well, thank you very much to Kat for helping me out and being our second judge here. All right. I think we've looked at everything else. Let's give her a go. Wow. It actually maneuvers and handles really quite well for being so big and heavy. Or at least for being so wide, I should say. The gun traverse is really fast. I would say this is actually a really cool design. Yeah, it's kind of small for holding troops, but it has plenty of internal volume, and you could probably put the seats on the floor. Which wouldn't be ideal, but it's not bad. So far, I'm pretty impressed with it. I like it. Top speed test is going well so far. It's not the fastest vehicle we've seen by any means, but it's by no means slow. Like, this is pretty solid. About 47 kph? I'll take that. This is a very good design. I like it. Alright, well, we'll keep that in mind. Oh boy, we got a lot more. Alright, up next. We have the Plostrum M58A1. Let me reload it again. Okay, so we are at the 25-ton weight limit. Armor is very good. Side armor meets the bonus requirements. There is a hatch in the back for the crew. Is there a random 142mm belt? So that way this flat piece of armor is thicker and doesn't create a weak point. I've actually been killed through those unarmored strips before, so that's actually a good idea. So we have a 40mm cannon, again. Almost 9 degrees of gun depression. Not bad. Actually, I need to move something that's been bothering me. Hang on. 1 sec. Okay. That one. Alright. So. You got decent armor. Decent gun depression. The gun looks decent. Fine. It's a little front heavy. Actually, it's very front heavy. Which is going to reduce the elevation rate. But that's okay. Crew seems to be in a good place. Let's see here. Engine is a 4-cylinder. Okay. Interesting. 500 liters of fuel. About 210 kilometers. Not bad. Plus 298, so that's like another extra 300. Yeah, this thing will be fine fuel-wise. I don't think we need to know the exact amount there. All right, let's see how this thing handles. Wow, this thing idles at 2,000 RPM. It's a little slow on the turn. Yeah, it's a little slow on the turn. But beyond that, it's alright. Traverse speed is pretty dang good. Suspension is good, it's not too stiff. Not too stiff, not too flaccid. Well, Mr. Box, this is an IFV design competition, so... crew may need to fight from inside the vehicle. Okay. Gone up. Okay, it's not particularly fast. But again, speed isn't necessarily... having high speed is not necessarily a requirement. It's got plenty of fuel, so... it's very fuel efficient, it'll get pretty far. Okay. Yeah, I definitely feel like this tank could benefit from a little bit more power. Maybe make the sprocket wheels a little bit bigger. Push more power to the tracks. You could do that without affecting the internal volume, I think. Overall, not a bad design. Pretty well balanced all the way around. Nothing stands out to me as, like, bad on this vehicle. Outside of maybe the speed, but the speed isn't all that important. Alright, move on. Oh, this is interesting. And all of the crew is very, very comfy. Oh, yeah, let me reload it. Ah. I actually really like the design of this vehicle, although it sits really high on the suspension. Well, we'll see. Armor. What are we looking at? 75mm effective. Okay. Okay. 57.7 seconds. 912 liters. That's actually... holy fuck, that's actually a lot of fuel. Jesus. We have a 30.6 liter V8. Oops. Yeah, so it's a Dolphin engine. It looks like the transmission has been adjusted quite a bit. Yeah, no issue with ground clearance. It's gonna... the likelihood of this thing bottoming out on almost anything is gonna be rather slim. Yeah, no problem, Aaron. Yeah, we're going to be doing more of these design competitions in the future for sure, so just keep an eye out on my Discord, and I will announce them as like part of a thread in the future where you can submit them. And I'll put the prompt in there as well. Okay, another 40mm cannon. Penetration is decent. They all seem to, a lot of these 40mm cannons seem to top out about around 100mm, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. 2.82 second base reload time. 110 rounds of armor piercing. And the crew is in pretty good shape. And it is under the half internal volume. Good traverse speed. Yeah, I would propose putting in some sort of high explosive, because just firing solid shot at infantry is not ideal. God damn it. It's not as fast as it could be. I was hoping that this would be a lot faster. Or at least it's a bit slow to accelerate. So far, though, I mean, beyond the rather a little bit slower acceleration than I would like, doesn't seem to be doing anything poorly. Top speed. Well, I mean, here's the thing. If you have slow acceleration, you'll almost never reach your top speed in the vehicle. And it means that the vehicle is going to be stuck at low speeds for most of its maneuvering, which makes the vehicle an easier target, which means you're going to have to put a lot more armor on it in order to make up for that. If it's fast, it's going to be a lot harder to hit. So it was about 50 something, which is by no means bad, but it took a very long time for it to get there. Well, one way I would recommend is make the sprocket wheel a little bit bigger. Increasing the size of the sprocket wheel will increase the amount of power being put into the tracks. That's just a really easy way to buff to beef up your acceleration. Also, just make the engine bigger, more powerful. You're gonna have to futz with the engine and the transmission a bit, but beyond, I would say the mobility is really what lets this thing down. Everything else is pretty good. But the mobility is what lets it down. And you've got another couple of tons to play with. So, yeah, increasing the size of the sprocket wheel, maybe making it a rear sprocket wheel rather than a front sprocket, will help. Alright, we're gonna move on. Speerpanzer Weasel 3. Oh boy. That is a very thick hull. He wide. Holy crap. He's very wide. But the crew is actually rather comfortable. Whoa. Interesting how all the ammunition is down in the hull, though. That turret looks like a single olive lost on a pizza. You're not wrong either. Hold on a second. There we go. Rotate that a little bit more. Bring it a little closer to my face. Oh yeah. We've got Miles SMR. Miles ASMR. Okay. Let me know if this is too much, by the way. Okay, so we've got... Looks like a somewhat decent suspension. We'll have to test that. What engine do we got? A V6 15 liter. Okay. Decent horsepower per ton. Yeah. 26 horsepower per ton is not bad. Interesting. Interesting transmission. The fact that it's only got 2 gears. I wonder. 333 max fuel capacity. It's about 177 kilometers. Okay. Okay. Who you calling Pinhead? Who you calling Pinhead? All right. Let's give her a go. Well, accuracy doesn't seem to be a problem. The fact that it's so wide, though, bothers me. I feel like IFVs should be taller rather than wider. Oh. Oh, that's not good. It needs to be able to handle this slope. If it can't handle a 15-degree slope, then it's not going to be considered. Yeah, not quite. Yeah. As cool as this design is, it needs to be able to handle a 15-degree slope. And it doesn't really. Like, it almost got there, and then it just kind of died on the vine. Holy crap. Okay, that suspension is way too stiff. Yeah, Jesus Christ. It's like a goddamn boombox. Yeah. It's way too stiff of a suspension. Any bump in the road you're going to feel. It's not going to handle those bumps very well. And it doesn't do that. Okay. Alright. Well, it was an interesting design. I kind of liked it. I liked the small turret. I liked the way that the crew was very comfortable. But if it can't handle the obstacle course, then there's kind of not really much of a point. You know? Also kind of interesting how the commander is located down on the hull. That's a little cursed. But it's not unheard of. I mean, the BMP-1 in real life had I believe had its commander located in the hull. I think it was like behind the driver or something. Okay, let's move on. TCC-70. I believe this is the first non-turreted design we've seen. Looks more like a tank destroyer than an APC. Like a Sturmgeschütz. It does have a machine gun on the back, and it does have a log. Oh boy. I'm getting sleepy. Okay. Armor seems to be good. Armor does meet the specifications laid out. Oh man. Okay, so 6.1 degrees per second. Not great, not terrible. Gun, we have a 70mm gun. Decent penetration. Pretty good accuracy. Some decent amount of ammo. And the crew is all pretty comfortable. Time before missiles were a thing. Yeah, I could see that. And it does allow you to devote more hull space to other things and frees up more internal volume for troops and such and their equipment. Okay. 30.6 liter V8. Okay. A little bit of a complex transmission, but not too bad. 200 liters of fuel is... Ooh, that's not very good. Oh wow, it has a lot of external fuel though. So that's like what? 970 liters of fuel? It's about 425 kilometers. Well, with the external fuel tanks, this thing will go very far. Without too much difficulty. Although it does leave the question with all of these vehicles that rely so much on external fuel tanks. If they get shot off and you're outside of the ability to return to base, that kind of creates a problem, because like at that point you're screwed. If you lose these fuel tanks, you lose your ability to return to base. Especially if they are big enough to be exposed to enemy fire. And on a vehicle as low as this, I could see rounds coming right over the top of the vehicle and hitting the fuel tanks in the back. Yeah, but if it's completely hidden behind the vehicle, that's one thing. But these are not. These are kind of exposed on the corners, and you only need to slightly hit them in order to take them off. Yes, that is music from Medal of Honor. Actually, no, that's Medal of Honor, Rising Sun, that you were just hearing. Very nice. Love that game to death. Yeah, it's a fantastic game. I didn't play it very much because I didn't own a console, but I did play Medal of Honor Pacific Assault, which was fantastic. Suspension is good so far. Very nice. Handles the trenches just fine. I didn't really test the accuracy of the gun. Getting a finish vibe from this one. I can see that. Handled those targets, no problem. Okay. $40 kilometers. 47. Way to go, Loki. America first. Did Admiral King clap everybody around them? .7 kilometers per hour. Not bad. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with the design. Alright, we gotta keep moving. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Shut up! Bless God and get fruitful!
Poppy Hirohito TV, thank you for the tier 1 sub, man. Appreciate it. Okay. This was submitted by Rookie. Rookie actually had 3 designs, but for the sake of time today, I'm only going to do 1. I'm going to do the heavy one. So, 25 tons. Let me reload it again. So it's a little bit over currently. Yeah, there we go. 24.85 tons. Very nice. So we have a 30.6 liter V8. I think that's the same engine as the last one. I'm pretty sure that's the S89's. No, this is the Dolphins engine. / S89. Okay, new transmission. Internal capacity, 600 liters. That's a lot. And there does appear to be plenty of space in the back for troops to get out. You can tell that my design used the engine and transmission from the previous context winner. Alright. What do we got for armor protection? Let's see. Armor protection is rather good. All things considered. Okay. I'm not going to worry about the fuel too much. It's about 250 kilometers-ish. That's plenty. Alright. Firepower. There could be a little bit more ammo. Only having 70 rounds. I mean, 70 rounds total is above the bonus. So I guess it's fine. And the crew is very comfy. And you've got, it looks like about a little under, or a little over 2/3 of the internal volume of the vehicle is available. So that's actually one more of a bonus. How's the firepower of the gun itself? 124 with a 60mm gun. Okay. 4.1 second reload. 44mm accuracy. Okay. Alrighty. Let's give her a whirl. Accuracy seems to be more than satisfactory. The VI-26L is a light tank, not an IFV. Okay, good to know. Then we won't worry about it. Handles that like a champ. So far, so good. I mean, I don't see anything, like, horrifically wrong with the vehicle. May not accelerate quite as fast as some of the vehicles we've seen. Suspension could be a little less stiff, but it's fine. Uh-oh. That's a problem. That could be a problem. Give it the benefit of the doubt and try one more time. It just loses so much speed. Okay, it got over it that time, but it loses so much speed because of the stiffness of the suspension that it almost brings the vehicle to a complete halt. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Okay. So yeah, if you want to dampen the suspension, I recommend increasing the length of the torsion bar and decreasing the diameter a little bit. The diameter is going to make the suspension stiffer, and the length is going to increase its length of travel. Or its height of travel. Okay, so about 46 kilometers per hour. Yeah, I would say that the biggest issue with this vehicle is its suspension. Beyond that, it is a very, very well-rounded vehicle. It's got decent armor, it's got a good gun, it's got plenty of space for the crew, like more than enough space. This is a very good design. Very well rounded. Alright. Give me a moment, everybody. I am going to grab a drink, and then I will be back for the last 3 or 4 of them. Because how many more do we got here? Let's see. We just did this one, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we've got 4 more. This one is not an IFV, so we're not going to count that. Alright? Okay, I will be back in a couple of minutes. In the meantime, let me do a... Do I have a BRB? Yeah, I do. I'm going to turn up the music, turn down my microphone. I will be back soon.
Ein Kind ward geboren und schnell verging die Zeit. Auch die Armut hat uns nie entzweit. Mühte sich Tag aus, Tag ein. Doch ließ mich niemals allein. Dieses Haus ward uns beschieden, eigenhändig unser Glück zu schmieden, hoffnungsvoll und ohne jemals zu ermüden, lebten wir zusammen, sorgenlos in Frieden. Das Glück schien ohne End zu sein. Ließ mich niemals allein.
Perfect timing. Okay. Okay. Grabbed a cold one. There we go. I'm having a San Pellegrino Italian sparkling soda. It's actually good stuff. If you guys have never had Italian soda, it's actually really good. Okay. All right, let us move on to the Type 89-2 TCP. Interesting. All right. 136, 88, 120, 130. And we do have half of the displacement available. Let me reload it again, just to be doubly sure. Okay. Crew is very well located. There is a 5-man crew. Traverse is 25.2 degrees per second. Engine is a 30.6 liter V8, so this is basically the same engine. Yeah, same engine as the Dolphin. New transmission. Interesting how the fuel tanks are located in the front, and the fuel fill-up ports are on the front of the tank. 250 liters of fuel, by the way. That's going to get us about 113 kilometers. Not bad. Well, that's actually kind of on the low end. It's acceptable, but not great. 215 and extra on top of that, so that's 465. So about 209 kilometers, I'm going to estimate. The SD9 shares tracks, engine, transmission, and multiple suspension parts with the SD9-1. P stood for prototype. TCP equals troop carrier prototype. Placement is different, and the resting angle is different, but size/other details are identical for the suspension. I mean, it's good enough. The overall range is good enough. I think what you could probably have done is gotten rid of these storage boxes and made the fuel tanks a little bit bigger, but it wouldn't have looked quite as aesthetically pleasing, so I can understand that. It is definitely a troop transport. There is hatches in the back for the troops to look out, which is good. There is a roof-mounted machine gun for local air defense. Excuse me. And then we have a 55mm cannon. Decent penetration. The gun appears to be pretty well balanced too. Very good. 3.82 reload. And we've already looked at the crew. Pretty much everybody seems to be pretty happy. The radio man is a little cramped, but that's okay. Yeah, the traverse rate is good. Gets on target fast. Very nice. Let's see how it handles. Handles pretty well. It's responsive, it moves, it goes where I want it to go. It's a little slow on the acceleration. But beyond that, so far so good. Fire on the move with this thing. Just look how stable this is. Without much difficulty. That's pretty dang good. And that a lot of that is helped by the fact that the elevation speed is very high. This down slope, it seems to be going pretty quick. So I would say the biggest issue with this thing so far is the power to weight is a little low, is a little bit low. But beyond that, it seems pretty good. I'm not really going to count the firing on the move, because that's not really a requirement, and I haven't measured it in any of the other designs. That's just something that just occurred to me. So I'm not going to hold that for or against anything, because that was not a requirement. It's pretty quick, though. Yeah, the power to weight is a little lacking. But I think it's still good enough that it will do fine. It's not crazy good, but it's not bad either, by any means. It's like, this is just pretty solid. I like it. I actually like it a lot. A lot more than I think I thought I would. Wouldn't that be kind of crazy if this thing won? Okay, let me reload this again. Type S99 Archelon. I think that's how you say that. Okay. This does have a 5-man crew. And everybody except the radio man has like all the space in the world. Off to a good start. Sorry, I try to mute that whenever I can. 27.9 degrees per second traverse rate. Not bad. What's the armor like? Okay, it's within spec. And then we'll do... And it appears that this is the same engine as the Dolphin, yeah. So slightly different transmission. 350 liter max capacity with 452 liters, so like 700, no, actually be closer to 800. 802 liters of fuel. That's pretty dang good. Yeah, so about 420 kilometers. That's actually really long. Made by Artsy John. Okay. Artsy John. Okay. It is a 105mm gun. That's the largest gun we've seen so far. Penetration is lower than I think this is the lowest we've seen in terms of penetration of any of the guns, but this is also the largest gun we've seen, so yeah, this is definitely a high explosive slinger, and that's fine. That is more than fine for dealing with bunkers and enemy anti-tank guns and positions and stuff like that. A 105mm makes a lot of sense. If you can't suppress them with rapid fire, suppress them with high explosive. Okay. What's the depression like? 14 degrees of gun depression. Very nice. Yeah, at that angle, you're not really going to get through the upper front plate at all. Okay. Was it required? Oh yeah, you're right. It was required. That's gonna be a problem. Okay, well, it was an interesting attempt. We'll still quickly test it. Beyond the gun not quite having enough penetration, I like the rest of the design. What's this engine like? Oh right, we already established it was the same as the Dolphins, so it should be fine mobility wise. Yeah. Yeah, so this will not be considered possible to win because the penetration is below 99 millimeters. It is incapable of defeating the types of armor that we expect it to face. As nice as the 105mm gun is, and as nice as all of the other design aspects of it is unfortunately not going to be able to take a winning position, as much as I like it. Yeah, you could move some of the ammo into the hull, and then play around with the gun. It's even got a fast reload, too, for a 105. Like, 4-second reload for a 105mm gun, that's pretty damn good. Alright, top speed test. .52 kilometers per hour. That's not bad. 52 kph is not bad. What's in the top 5? I'd have to go back and quickly relook at everything. But so far, the top 5 for me is going to have to be the Pathfinder, the Toad, the Snapping Turtle, the MCV, and the Type 89. Not necessarily in that order, but those are the ones that are in the top 5 so far. Actually, you know what I think I'll do? I'm gonna delete all of the other submissions here and keep the ones that I want to consider for top 5. Did I say the MCV? I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah. So currently, these are the top 5 vehicles for me. And this would definitely be in the top 5 if it met the penetration requirements. I don't know if we're going to be doing a medium tank contest, by the way, because we already have the Dolphin. Well, here's the thing, Rookie. Yours had issues with the suspension. It couldn't cross it wasn't able to cross one of the suspension tests. At least not without significant effort. So while yours was pretty dang good, these are even better. That's not to say that you're a bad person or that your design was terrible. It's just that these designs are even better. Curated TD contest when? I'm thinking we'll do something like that once we get stuff like open top vehicles and so on. Alright. Next up. DCI Model 8-70. This is a cool design. I gotta admit, I like it. It's kind of ugly, but it looks well thought out, at least on paper. Or at least first impressions are good. I like it. I like the look at the very minimum. I like the aesthetics. 101 millimeters. Very, very nice. $90 millimeters, so it is within spec armor-wise, at least from the front. How are we doing on the sides? 40 millimeters, 45 millimeters, very good. Very nice. And it's all around. I don't think there's been a single vehicle yet that has been all around. Okay. I very like. Twin transmission, good. Interesting how they're kind of grouped into twos like that. Okay. Engine. So it appears to be the same engine. Yep, it is the same engine from the Dolphin. Okay. 350 liter. Alrighty. We have a 70 millimeter cannon with 100 millimeters of penetration. Three and a half second reload time. How much ammunition do we got? 100 rounds, plenty of ammunition, very, very good. Elevation rate is 5 degrees per second. Not amazing, but not bad. Oh my god, the gun depression. How much gun depression do you want? Yes. Yeah, that is by far the most depression we've seen of anybody. This guy is severely depressed. Like, this guy's on a suicide watch list. Depressed. Oh yeah, let me load twice again. Yeah, it seems like almost everything was maintained. Okay. Crew, how are we doing crew-wise? Hey, I like to see that. And it appears that more than half of the internal space is available for the infantry in the back, which is very, very good. I do like how I like how they've got pistol ports as over the machine guns. So if the machine gun jams or something like that, they can still stick their rifles out and take pot shots if need be. Very nice so far. I'm very impressed. Traverse speed is very good. Like I said, the elevation speed could be a little bit higher, but it's good enough. Alright. Yeah, the gun seems pretty good. Let's see how well we do mobility-wise. It handles well. It turns when I want it to. Handles the 15-degree slope, no problem. It can pen 100 millimeters of armor. So it is within spec. The suspension could be a little bit, well, I guess for as small the road wheels as they are, they're fine. The vehicle just feels a little stiff going over that, but overall it's all right. So far, I really like this. You kept the OG road wheels? Okay. Yeah, so far I'm very impressed. I quite like it. Clearly a lot of thought and effort went into this. And it's fast. Damn. I think this may dethrone the MCV in the top 5. At least for me. And there's cute points awarded. So, Kat, I've gone through and I think this is the second to last vehicle. I've gone through and I've deleted the ones that didn't make my top 5. Yeah. All right, this thing is fast as hell. It's decently armored. Like, not too crazily armored. It's got more than enough for the specification. It's clearly an APC. It's got plenty of internal space. It's under 20 tons. It's very, very, very good. This might be in my top 3. Yeah, I think this is gonna dethrone the MCV. I'm sorry, whoever made that, but this is better than the MCV by a large margin. All right, last one. The Valkyrie. Interesting. Flatter boy. I like how the lower plate is better armor than the upper plate. But it's within spec, so can't complain. It is half the volume, and it is at 25 tons, or under the 25-ton weight limit. Yeah, the MG shield is kind of interesting. I've seen it before on a couple of other designs, but it's cool. Alright, what's the traverse rate? Holy crap, that is a very high traverse rate. Max capacity, 500 liters of fuel. Suspension is not interleaved, but it is a double road wheel design. Yeah, wedge. Wedgie. Engine, what are we dealing with here? We're dealing with a Dolphin engine, that's good. Interesting. I'm very much concerned about this, about the transmission. I feel like it might be too powerful for the engine, but we'll see. And how much fuel do we have? 500 liters. That'll get us 210 kilometers. Not bad. And it does have logs, which it definitely has that advantage over the Model. All right, actually, I think the Model has logs as well. Let me yeah, okay. Reloaded it just to be safe. So yeah, about 210 kilometers. That's not bad. Okay. Negative 6.8. Okay. That's not 25 degrees that we saw on the Model. Okay. Sorry, I'm coughing in between. 50 millimeter cannon, 120 millimeters of penetration. Not bad. Elevation rate is very high. 20.14 degrees per second. So that you could potentially fire this thing on the move. Crew. Crew is all pretty comfy. Very, very nice. Okay. Let's try out this gun. Very nice. The vehicle seems to handle well. It's not as fast as the Model, though.